The new 7700 X3D is out, but if I were building a PC or upgrading a PC specifically for Escape from Tarkov, I'd probably buy this instead, the Ryzen 5 7500 X3D. There is a pretty big catch though. It's only available through Micro Center brick and mortar locations, so that means you need to physically go into the store to buy it. But for those fortunate enough to have a Micro Center nearby, this is a really compelling option for a Tarkov focused build. Now, I haven't directly compared the 7500 X3D versus the 7700 X3D, but I have tested the 76 versus the 78 on my channel. And in Tarkov, the difference between those two CPUs is minimal and basically within margin of error. Based on that, I'm expecting the difference between the 75 and the 77 to be very similar. Basically, any 7000 X3D processor is going to be in the same ballpark for Tarkov. Those additional cores don't really provide a meaningful performance improvement in this game. If you use your PC for productivity, multitasking, rendering, or other workloads that benefit from more cores, the 77 could absolutely make more sense, but speaking strictly in terms of Tarkov performance, I don't think it's worth spending probably $100 to $150 more for what will likely be almost identical performance. That makes the 7500 X3D a much better value, but availability is the major problem. You can find them online, but the best pricing is currently limited to Micro Center physical stores like I mentioned earlier. So all that being said, I was really surprised by how well it performed. I started by testing without any frame generation because I wanted to see what kind of raw performance we were working with. I also spent some time fine-tuning my RAM secondary timings, and these initial results were actually higher than I expected. So I'm not sure yet whether that improvement is coming from recent Tarkov performance updates, the new RAM timings, or a combination of both. I'll be doing direct CPU comparisons along with new RAM testing using my new timings, so I'll have a clearer answer on that soon. Either way, the important part is that the 7500 X3D consistently reached my minimum recommended base frame rate for using frame generation. I generally want at least 80 to 100 base frames before even thinking about using frame gen. So I paired the 7500 X3D with the 3070 here, which does not support NVIDIA Smooth Motion. Thankfully, we have LSFG. LSFG isn't quite as good as Smooth Motion, and it comes with a performance tax. But for a third-party solution that works across so much hardware, I'm definitely not complaining. I'm just happy something like this exists. Really cool tool when you use it with a strong base frame rate. With LSFG enabled, this configuration was consistently around 200 FPS or higher on streets at 1440 with DLSS. For a system built around relatively budget hardware, I think that's pretty impressive. What do you think about this level of performance? Would you choose the 75 over the 77 for a Tarkov build? And if there's any specific comparisons or tests you'd like to see with the 7500 X3D, let me know in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.